Summer is the perfect season to slow down, soak up some sun, and sip something delicious. And when it comes to wine, one local couple is turning their passion into unforgettable tasting experiences right here in Texas. This morning, I'm joined by Scott Dyer, the founder and co-owner of the Tasting Room Dallas, to help us discover hidden gems from around the world and how to taste like a pro. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am so good, especially because you brought my favorite snack, wine. I love it. So for people who are unfamiliar, tell me a little bit more about the Tasting Room.
So the Tasting Room is a pop-up business where we do wine tastings. We usually bring in wineries from California and from different places, Australia.
Wow.
And we do tastings, we do corporate events, private parties, things like that.
Okay, so all of the things. Now,
Yes.
You call yourself the regular wine guy. What exactly does that mean? Why regular?
Well, because I'm just a regular guy who loves wine, and wine can be really intimidating sometimes.
It can, yeah.
You go into a big wine store, and sometimes you'll see 100 different Cabernet Sauvignons. You're like, I like Cabernet, but I feel stupid. Like, what do I buy?
Which one do I pick?
Yeah,
exactly.
So I got my wine certification in WSET3 so that I could really demystify wine and help make it more accessible for people.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're an official, is it a sommelier?
Sommelier, yeah.
So you're an official sommelier?
I am, yeah.
Very good. Love it. Okay, hopefully I learned a little something from you today.
Sure.
Now, him and his wife have turned a personal passion into something spectacular, something really special for wine lovers here in Dallas. What inspired the idea for even starting the Tasting Room in the first place?
Yeah, so my wife and I go to wine country fairly regularly, and we love tasting with the smaller family-owned wineries that you're usually never going to see them in a wine store because they're all direct to consumer. They're very small. But you know, we love the process of tasting and the experience of it. It's a beautiful place, and you know, it's expensive to get out there. Yeah. And we just thought, how cool would it be if we brought that experience here to Dallas so people could experience the same thing that they would in wine country right here.
But do it right here in North Texas. This is so exciting. Yeah. Matter of fact, I think it's so exciting that we should just, what time is it? It's early, but you know what? Who cares? It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
If you're in California, you'd be doing it right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's just dive in and pretend we're in California. Let's start with the first one.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about this one right here.
So this is one of our winery partners from Russian River Valley in Sonoma County. This is Linmar Estate, and this is their Quail Hill Vineyard Pinot Noir from 2021. And this is a wonderful wine. It's great for summer. Pinot Noir is a little bit less heavy than a lot of red wines. It's got a beautiful flavor, kind of red fruits, strawberries,
oh,
cherries.
red fruit, strawberries.
Yeah,
okay, I love.
A little spicy, and this is their flagship wine, so this is an excellent wine.
Am I doing this right? Am I doing
right.
the spin and the smell?
Yeah, put your nose in there a little bit. Just
so
get it
it almost smells like dry.
Yeah, a little bit. It is a dry wine. And then take a sip and swirl it around in your mouth a little bit.
It's like the best mouthwash ever.
That's awesome.
Okay, that is definitely a very dry one. That's delicious,
yeah,
though.
isn't it wonderful?
Okay, so tell me a little bit more, because I know there's tons of vineyards out there, right? But some of the best wines actually come from not here in the U.S., but from around the world, specifically Australia.
Yes. So I'll give you just a little bit of a story. So my daughter was actually in Australia doing a semester abroad with UT Austin.
Nice.
And we went down to pick her up, and we took the whole family to a winery that we love down there called Molly Duker.
Ooh.
And we ended up getting to taste with Sarah Marquis, who is the owner and winemaker, which was an amazing experience. And it turns out her son Luke lived in Plano.
Oh, wow.
And ran their whole global business. And so we got to know him really well, and they've become great friends and partners of ours.
Everything is meant to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is awesome.
Let me introduce you to some of these wines.
Please.
Their motto is where wine goes to have fun. So it's a lot of fun. They have very whimsical wines. This one in particular is awesome. It's a sparkling Shiraz. Yeah, but it's a sparkling red, which you normally don't see.
Let me see.
Yeah,
give her a little swirl-a-do.
Because it's got the effervescence of a champagne or a Prosecco, but it has the complexity of a red wine. This is my wife's favorite wine.
The sparkling is divine.
Isn't it
this
wonderful?
Will get you in trouble, though. This is very much something you need to drink at the house. So good.
Yes,
love that.
absolutely.
Okay, let's move on to this one right here.
This is Two Left Feet, and every one of these wines has a story behind it attached to the family. Sarah's husband was a very bad dancer, so they called this Two Left Feet.
Two Left Feet. You know what? I love a personal touch.
So this is a red blend. It's Shiraz, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Merlot.
Merlot.
It's about a $30 price point. You can actually find this in stores here in Dallas. Yeah. So it's a wonderful wine. It's got a lot of complexity, but it's also very approachable.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This one might be my favorite. Two left feet.
All right.
Okay, I like that. But you know what? They're all dry. They're almost all that same consistency, but they have maybe a different end taste to all of them.
A little bit, yeah, a little different
I like
finish.
That.
They call
Exactly,
that. Right,
exactly. Look, I'm learning. A different finish.
There you go.
All right, here's our final
This
one.
last wine is called Carnival of Love, and this is a really special wine. This has been in the Wine Spectator Top 10 3 different times.
Good Lord. Okay, so it's a good one.
It's an amazing wine, yeah. And I'm going to do what's called the Molly Duker shake.
Okay.
So they put a little nitrogen cap at the top of the red wines. So you want to release that. So I'm going to pour a little out.
Okay, so you were to release some of those first few bubbles?
Yeah, exactly. And then what we're going to do is we're going to shake it left-handed because Molly Duker is Australian slang for left-handed.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to do this.
A little bartending here this morning. There we go.
Yeah.
Tell me, what are some maybe tips for people who are just tasting wine and they want to get into the whole sommelier category or area of things?
Yeah.
What are some good tips?
One thing I can tell you is when you go to a wine store, look at the label. If it says like California, it's probably a mass-produced wine, very simple. If it says something more specific, like this is Quail Hill Vineyard, that's a vineyard designate, and that's going to be a more complex wine, more handcrafted, probably a little higher quality.
So just paying attention to the details.
Yeah.
Scott, this was so much fun. I think I'm going to go back over here for the sparkling one because it was absolutely delicious. Everybody at home, please remember to drink responsibly, and thank you so much. Tell me where people can find you for so much more information.
So they can go on our website, which is tastingroomdallas.com. They can join our mailing list, or they can email us directly.
There you go. Cheers to you.
Thank you.